Hi Brock, I wanted to show you the application that we had prototyped based on what we had discussed earlier this week. It has two components. It has a desktop component that you or the bookkeeper could use. The bookkeeper might otherwise be known as the boss. And this is something you would probably use most likely on a desktop computer. Obviously everything is just in its formative stages, and any changes can be made, any features can be added or removed. But basically it's got a login here. And then when you log in, it goes to a menu that you can choose. We have customer, employee, location, and timesheet. I'll just take you through the screens real quick. The customers are listed here in a list. You can obviously search the list, you can sort it, you can click on the column and sort by last name or first name or city, and you can add new customers and you can save changes. Very similarly in the location screen, these are the locations that would be tied to the customer. It's conceivable that your customers might have more than one location, so we split out customer and location. Again, this is all in the formative stages, so if you need to change anything, we can easily do that. So again, additions, changes, deletions, sorting, that sort of things. Then your employees, last name, first name. We put pay rate in here, phone number. We can format this any way you want to. We have an email address here. And then finally, we have the timesheet. But before I go to the timesheet, I'm going to stop and show you what's put in on the phone so that you can see that. So let me show you that now. So the way I see this working is that each morning, the employee would open the app and they would see the jobs that were assigned to them, perhaps the prior night. And they would use this list to keep track of their start and stop time. So for example, this last one, which is Picasso, if they touch that, they'll come to a screen with the customer's name. Their own name can be pre-filled in. They can hit a button, and when they hit that button, it records the time that they started working, and then another button could appear that they could hit to stop, to hit at the stop time. They could put job details in here. So for example, they might put mulch. And then they would save the record. And then when they save the record, that record would then be able to be viewed on your screen. The other thing that you can see here, let me just go back home because I know this second one has some photos. They can actually take photos. That's just a photo I took on my desktop here. But this first one has some photos that I think are related more to what you would expect to see. So they could take photos. Right now we have the ability to take up to 5 different photos. They could take before and after photos. They could take photos of other things, but the photos could be taken and then viewed on your computer. So that's pretty much the information that I have on the phone. I made the interface as simple as possible. The other thing I could do is I could actually make a Spanish version. So if you indicated, we could put an indication on the list of your employees which language they would prefer. I could make the whole thing appear in either English or Spanish depending on what the preference of the employee was. So that's the phone app. And then finally back to the desktop, you can see that there's a timesheet here, and this basically matches up obviously with the timesheets on the phone. The difference is that each employee would only see their time on the phone, but you would have the ability to see all the time on the phone. So we could put a drop-down list here of the last name or a drop-down list here of the first name, and you could search and see just the entries for that particular person. We could also sort it so that you could see just the entries for a particular job or a particular day. There's a lot of sorting and that type of capability. The other thing I haven't added in here is the elapsed time. We'll automatically calculate the elapsed time so that this first one would say an hour, 1.25 hours, and it would just take the end time and subtract it automatically. Just automatically subtract the start time from that. And then you could easily we could easily create reports that you could put a start and an end date in and get all the times for any jobs or all the times by employees. There's a lot more we could build out, but since this was just a prototype, I wanted to give you an idea of what we were talking about. If you have any questions or comments, I'd love to hear them. So give me a call, perhaps Saturday or Monday. I probably try not to work on Sunday, but give me a call on Saturday or Monday, and we can talk about this. Thanks so much for your time.